Hello, Andrew Eifert here. Today I'm going to talk about this Fender Jazz bass. It's a player series, it's made in Mexico. And you can pick these up on the used market for fairly reasonable prices. I would say anywhere from, you know, high 500s, 550, 700 to up to $900 I've seen them for. And, depending on what price you get them at, that's up in the air. Google, Reverb, whatever. But this particular bass I picked up used, and it's in cherry condition. There are, I can probably count on one hand the amount of little finish things going on in here. I mean, there's some right there. I don't think you can even, at the right light, you can see them. And then there's one right here. But other than that, it's cherry. There's nothing wrong with this. And any instrument that I buy, because I'm pretty handy, I have to set up myself and make it so I can play it right. And what I've done with this to set up the action is I've installed these StewMac wedges. You can see that they're thicker on one side and thinner on the other, a wedge. And what you do is you unscrew the base, take those 4 bolts out, and the wedge goes, right up here, right underneath the neck. And you can either, adjust it so the neck is coming up or going down away from the body. Personally, I think you want it to go down away from the body, which I have it set up so you can set this up with the best action you can get. And I've done that, and the action on this bass is amazing. You're not going to find a bass with action any lower than that. And I've also replaced the electronics, because the old electronics were just kind of janky. They weren't that good. And because, these are single coil passive pickups, they do tend to hum if you're in the wrong position in front of your amp. And these electronics, where they don't completely eliminate that problem, they at least give you the option to dial in a completely quiet setting. But let's go back to the humidity level of this thing. Let's talk about the humidity levels and what it can do to the neck of these, Mexican-made basses. I mean, they have a bad reputation. If you let the bass be in a zero humidity level or whatever, your bass neck is going to warp. And, just let me show you what I've done that completely eliminates all those problems there. And, you should do this for all your guitars. Go ahead and Google best humidity level for guitars. And it's going to tell you need to be between 40 and 50%. And if you're outside those ranges, you're going to have some serious problems with your acoustic guitars, for one thing, that could require hundreds of dollars for repair, like a neck reset or something like that, or even cracking of your soundboard. But for your electric guitars, if you don't have the humidity levels, you're going to get some warpage in your necks. And I don't care what kind of instrument you have or what quality is, you're going to get a warpage there. And this is what I've done to fix that. I, of course, have gotten a room humidifier. This one in particular allows me to set the humidity level. And you can get them on Amazon. They run anywhere from $90 to, $40. But you want the one that you can set your humidity level. And if you're a person like me who has, a bunch of guitars, acoustic too. A couple acoustics. Just having the humidity level right means I don't have to adjust the truss rod on any of my electric guitars because that's the only thing that's affected with bad humidity levels. But with your acoustic guitar, you can get into all kinds of problems if your humidity level is not right. So, believe me, spend 50, 60, 70 bucks on a humidifier, and it's just going to save you so much time and trouble. But let's talk about the electronics I installed. This is a picture of what they look like. And it's just a beautiful thing. I mean, the soldering job on it and how they're all on one little board they're attached to, and it fits perfectly, underneath the face plate, and they're pretty easy to install. And they're 64 bucks, but you're going to have to pay for shipping, so it's closer to 70 some dollars. But it's going to be the best money you ever spend. If you were to buy one of these basses brand new today, this is the equivalent one. They're 800 bucks. This is the made in Mexico. It doesn't have a rosewood neck anymore. So, I don't know if people like this other material or not. I don't know. But there you go, 800 bucks. And I definitely advise you to get a hard shell case, which is going to be a minimum of another $100. Now you can go to the next level up of the American made, the Fender American Performer bass with rosewood. Now they have rosewood for the American ones, but these are, they're 1,500 bucks. And again, you're going to want to buy a case. So a minimum another 100 plus taxes, it starts to get a little expensive. But then you jump up to the vintage level ones. Now you're talking some real money here. 2,500 bucks plus tax. So now, the Mexican ones are looking pretty good right now. And I can honestly say, if you put the American made ones next to these, there's difference. They're different electronics, different pickups. But, the body, different necks too. And, different tuning pegs. So all that stuff starts to add up. But, you got to ask yourself, is it worth, I don't know, $600, $700, $1,500 more? That's up for you. I personally like the way my bass sounds. And I'll show you. All right, back in the basement. Now, if you know anything about single coil pickups, you're going to get some hum. There's no way around it, whether it's a guitar or a bass. This is no different. You can hear the hum, but boom, I can control it. There's no hum at all. Whisper quiet. Now, I can make different settings on it and still eliminate the hum, or at least minimize it. So it really doesn't affect my ability to dial in some tone. Now, of course, the old school way is just to change the angle of the bass to find the sweet spot to stand in, so you don't get that hum anymore. But I would rather just be able to dial it in. So you can hear that my setup on the bass is not allowing, really annoying fret rattle. And that's why, you set your bass up in the first place, so you can eliminate the fret rattle. You can get the action down to where it's comfortable to play. And that's why you do it. And of course, you have to adjust your intonation. So definitely, if you buy a bass, get the setup, get the intonation done. It's your choice if you want to do the electronics or not. It depends if you just want to eliminate that buzz or not. I think I've done that. But let's talk about one more thing. Look, if you're going to buy any kind of instrument, you're really wasting your money if you don't spend the extra money and get yourself a hard shell case. I mean, this right there, of course, you got to have good handles on it, and all the latches work on it. And this just opens up the door to you being able to bring this bass anywhere and protect it. It also gives you at least temporary relief from any humidity issues. So just get yourself a hard shell case. Don't beat around the bush. Don't think that a gig bag is going to protect your bass, because it's not. Anyway, Andrew Eifert signing off. Please subscribe to my YouTube page, and please hit that ravishing like button. Thank you very much. Signing off.